Hey everyone, it's the Advocate, and I am coming to you because I just got done reading the article. I haven't had a chance to listen to Cheryl McCollum's podcast yet, and I will do that tonight, and I may have another video for you based on that, but I did post a tweet on that already because I just think it's such a joke that the Morphews, Morphews as in Barry and the girls, actually say that they searched for Suzanne at all, because we know that didn't happen. We know that, like, the only time that Barry was ever allegedly searching, he was with some guys from Indiana, and his friend actually saw him like just pop a squat and lay down, like what? Like, he's just like all of a sudden just like lays down on the ground and is looking up at the sky. And y'all have seen that picture. I've posted it myself on Twitter. So if you want to peruse my Twitter account or X, whatever you want to call it, I don't think I'll ever get over calling it Twitter. X just, no, it doesn't fit for me. Anyway, so apologize for my appearance. Had a lot going on physically with my health, and so I'm trying to digest some of that stuff, but let me get into this here. So one of the things that the Morphews have quoted was, or Iris Eaton quoted on their behalf, I'm not sure which way it went, but that the Morphews are struggling with immense shock and grief over Suzanne's body being found. And okay, I'm sure Barry is. I mean, I'm not sure what the girls were ever thinking. I tend to try to leave them out of this for the most part because they were caught up in an abusive situation. You know, Barry is a gaslighter, and he is always talking some kind of BS. And, like, seriously, listen to the reason that let me rewind. The reason that the original arrest affidavit is 129 pages is because Barry Morphew talked so much crap. He said so much stuff to investigators and FBI agents that they had to kind of put the kitchen sink into the arrest affidavit to show how janky this dude was. He was all over the map. And as it kind of showed to how that the crime was in the cover up, okay? Like, that there was so much elaborate, dumb, D-U-M-B, details that Barry gave law enforcement and FBI agents that it only points to him, right? I mean, the cockamamie stuff that he came up with, that he was chasing chipmunks, that was it the cat? Like, I mean, come on, dude. You get out of your out of the vehicle. The FBI, the law enforcement is there, and you don't ask, "Where's my wife? Have you found my wife? Where's Suzanne? Suzanne, where are you?" Yelling her name. No, you said, "Where's the bike? Was it the cat?" What in the actual heck? Like, neither of those things would be anything my husband would ask if I was missing. But Barry asked those two things. So much so that Mrs. Harvey jumped back when he asked, "Where's the cat? Was it the cat? Was it the cat?" I'm like, it's just such a moron. I'm like, I'm hoping you were on drugs, because if not, you're just really stupid. Like, are you kidding me here? And like, so we've got that. And then he doesn't walk through the house looking for something that's out of place. Suzanne has morning coffee. Suzanne has afternoon coffee. Sheila, her daughter, was getting married on Sunday. If Suzanne actually went missing on Sunday, Sheila's daughter got married. Wouldn't he be looking for a computer to see if the laptop was open, to see if it was on, to see if she was watching? Nobody talks about Sheila's daughter's wedding. That was Sunday. Like, are you kidding me? I think Suzanne was even doing a reading during the wedding, like, because the wedding was in Indiana. It was during COVID. Suzanne couldn't travel because of her health, I think. And I don't know about that. Maybe that's not actually accurate. Let me rephrase that. It probably was that it was Mother's Day, and I don't know if there were still COVID flight restrictions or not. And also, Suzanne did have an oncologist appointment on Monday. But regardless, Suzanne would not have missed her best friend's daughter's wedding, like, in a quadrillion years. And nobody ever mentions that. It's like, let's spend a few minutes there. Sheila's getting this wedding ready all weekend, that whole week, prepping her this area that her daughter was getting married, and I'm not going to give her name. Nobody else needs dragged, but I know that most people by this point know about Sheila. And, Suzanne and Sheila talked all the time on Snapchat, and I don't know what other app they used, but I know for sure Snapchat was heavy in there. And so when Suzanne doesn't respond to Sheila on Saturday night and respond to those snaps, don't you think that some alert was made? Like, Suzanne, like, where are you? Like, are you okay? Like, did something happen? Did Sheila reach out to anybody in the family or whatever? Like, I don't even know about that. But it's just a question in my own mind. I haven't seen all of the phone records, like maybe for the prosecution yet, but we have seen a lot of the defense phone records. So Barry hasn't mentioned that Sheila called him. And wouldn't that be interesting? Like, why did Barry choose to do a job and not be at Sheila's daughter's wedding? Why did the girls choose to not be there? They did a lot together. Like, I don't understand. It is so weird. It is so weird. Like, I just don't get it. Like, I just really don't get it. And so there's this big chasm in her day. No, she didn't go on a dang bike ride. Hello? Cutie little girl was getting married. Like, I mean, are you kidding me now? And there's no way, like I said before, 100 gazillion times, Suzanne would have missed that. And so, but Barry doesn't mention that. Did she watch the Oliver wedding? Did she watch that? Well, he's looking through the house. He walks through there with the officer, and he doesn't say, "What, was their computer up? Oh, where's their coffee cup? Where's, like, well, no, but what he does do is, you know, according to that article, if you watch the video, that's from Lauren Sharf when she was with Fox 21. And she had put that collage together of a conversation that she had with Barry Morphew. You know, he had gone to that little Poncha Springs market, and he put together that, I'm trying to find where I wrote it down. I can't remember everything it said on it, but I think it had like 3 items on it that he was trying to give to the lady that had already been written down that Suzanne would have had on. Like, it was about Suzanne. Nothing about her appearance, her height, her weight, her hair color, her eye color. Like, those are normal descriptives that you would give law enforcement or somebody looking for somebody that might be missing. No, not Barry. He says, bike helmet. I can't with him. He says, bike helmet. He says, the biking clothing. Now, let's jump back. He left the house, according to the arrest affidavit and his testimony, that he left the house at like 5 o'clock in the morning. She was in bed. How did he know she was in biking gear? Just because they found the bike? Well, he's the one that started that narrative. Like, he's the one that told the neighbor, I'm not going to say their name either because they've had enough to deal with Morphew and fearing him. And that's just from what I've heard. I don't know anything specific other than the fact that when he was released, they put up a security gate. So that's enough to tell me that they had a fear. You know, he's the one that told them to look for her bike. He didn't say look for her car. He said look for her bike. Oh, Lordy. So, I've covered that. And then he said also in this article, it said, you know, that, or in the video, that George Davis, his friend, had been watching law enforcement, and law enforcement just destroyed so much evidence. Yeah, because they make a habit of doing that, right? No, they didn't. They were very careful with everything, so much so that they said that Suzanne's bike looked placed like that. It was suspicious to them from the get-go that her bike was like that. So it wasn't that it came, like, it didn't ever look like she flew off the handle. Like, there wasn't brush broken. There wasn't, like, if it was the cat, it wasn't like the cat was like, meow. And, you know, there was all kinds of leaves and stuff everywhere. Like, you know, it wasn't like any of that. So it literally looked like, you know, I mean, it was a very expensive bike. Nobody talks about that either. It wasn't like a $300 bike you buy at Walmart. It was like several $1,000 bike. Like, it was expensive. So moving on. Oh, yeah. And he said, oh, if anybody gets saved out of this, Suzanne would be so happy. All right, look, I'm a diehard follower and believer of Jesus. I believe that God can use anything that he wishes to bring people to him. But what in the tar is that statement? Like, okay, so you're gonna, and this is my opinion, you're gonna go kill your wife, right? And then you're gonna use this caveat of saying, like, oh, if anybody gets saved out of this will be great. And Suzanne would be so happy. No, that's not how this works. Like, people have been inspired by Suzanne all over the world. like, that is the reason this case has gone this far and been pushed and pushed and pushed, is because social media has kept this case so alive. You know, the Cheryl McCollums of the world, the Kurt Simpsons of the world, the I'm trying to think, the Lauren Sharfs of the world, you know, the every single person. I could sit here and name names forever, because I just love so many people that are that I've met through socials, like, that are just diehard followers because they love Suzanne so much and they want to see justice for her. And they want, you know, nobody wanted to ever see her hear that she was deceased, but we all knew from the beginning, you know, from the very first video that I saw Paula Mooney make from Plunder, you know, seeing Tyson make a video when he came across Barry, to see AK and Gonzo, you know, hear that they swam into beavers' dens and like, literally were searching for her body. Like, those are real deal people that actually, like, you know, to see and hear stories that were horrific about how witnesses have been harassed and their cars damaged and so many other things that have happened that I don't know how much I'm at liberty to say, so I'm going to stop there. But it has been unmerciful, and it still is. It still is. But, you know, I saw that, you know, Iris Eaton was happy that there was a probe into Linda Stanley. Well, great. You know, Linda made some mistakes. Linda's heart for Suzanne was pure. Linda's heart was to get justice, but she made some serious mistakes along the way. And not staying connected to the case was one of them. I don't think she realized how big this I don't think she realized how big this fight was going to be. Let's just leave it at that, because there are some dirty players all around this case. And if you're in and have been involved in this case from the beginning, if you know, you know. And it has been very, very well proven that there are a lot of dirty hands and people that did things wrong or maliciously or dumb and just made mistakes, or it's just the perfect storm of how many bad things could happen in one case. And this one giant abusive murderous pig can be walking free still today. So I want to talk about one other thing that just drives me insane. It almost makes me just want to jump up and punch something every single time I hear it, is that stupid DNA in Suzanne's Range Rover. Okay, like, look, like, those people had money. Her car was taken to, you know, and probably, I valet park all the time. I like, especially if I'm by myself or if I go to the Cleveland Clinic or something like that, I always valet park. I'm not parking. Heck freaking no. Do you know how big that campus is? It's ginormous. Here's my keys, bro. I have no idea who's taking my car. If, you know, going somewhere or a sporting event or a concert or an airport or whatever, wherever Suzanne went, having her car worked on or whatever, like, you have no idea. That DNA was not a direct hit. That was not a direct hit. Let me repeat. It was not a direct hit. the people that talk about this DNA as if it was a match, it was not a match. It was not even close to being a match. The DNA was not a match to the people that it led them to. It was like basically being a match to their sister's 14th cousin, 6th removed. Like it is like that far out, you guys. Like it, you have to understand, and that's the thing, that there are people that just don't understand the science here. And I could sit here and explain it. Lauren Sharf did a great video on it when this was all released, and she showed the documents and everything. Go watch that video, Lauren Sharf, because I can get into all the sciencey stuff, and if I need to, I'll make a video on it. But I'm telling you flat out, there was no person in Suzanne's car other than Barry. Okay, flat out. Or somebody that he had driving her car. There is no serial sex offender or rapist or whatever. Those cases were not even an actual rapist for a woman. It was cases that were completely unrelated and not even the profile of a woman being a victim. It's like so dumb. And if you know anything about sex crimes, you would actually understand there is a profile. Pedophiles don't go for a woman in her 40s or 50s. Like, they stick to kids. That's why they're called pedophiles. And just because you rape somebody doesn't mean you're a pedophile either. So you got to look at all the circumstances behind that. And it's just absolutely rubbish. It's so stupid. And I'm sick of hearing about the DNA thing. It's annoying, and it just needs to go away. And the reason that the defense keeps bringing it up is just to do this very thing, is cause confusion. And it's a big giant nothing. So it's a distraction to make everybody think Bear is innocent, and he's just not. And that is my opinion, and I have a right to have that opinion. So I don't like the article, like, okay, well, suddenly Barry and the girls are just distraught or whatever because Suzanne's body has been found 2 months ago and they haven't been told anything. Well, why do you think they haven't told him anything? Because he's still the leading suspect. He was the last person to see her alive. And so that's, for one, why he hasn't been told anything. For two, they're still waiting probably on whatever forensics or whatever that have to come back. I mean, the corpse was out there for like 3 years. So what do you expect? So I guess they'll find out when they find out, right? We don't hear that same kind of like mumbling out of the Mormon family, who has been patient with waiting to hear where their sister is, or what's going on with their sister while they've watched this awful thing play out. And I'm sure they would like to have resolution to who killed their sister and have that person be serving time and have justice for their sister. So anyway, those are just some of my thoughts based on the most recent thing that came out about Bear. I hope you all have seen my X account and the nice pictures of Bear at what's it called, that tower? that AK made.
Nakatomi Plaza.
Nakatomi Plaza. It's hysterical. AK made some great uh, uh, pictures of it. So go grab one and have fun with it. All right. Well, thanks for watching. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. And remember that love shouldn't hurt.